awesome. I've got creative flight back. What I might do though is maybe... Whoop. So... that still didn't work. Hey! How's it going? Oh yeah? Yeah, well, welcome to Quantus on the FTOG server. In the last episode, we worked on the ender bow, which allowed us to catch a ghast, and I said between episodes I would find myself a bat and craft up some angel rings. Well, I've found the bat, crafted up angel rings, and I was going to do the next step of getting some grid power. But I thought, hey, we haven't done wind power yet, let's give it a go. So, let's get started. Okay, so as I said, I've crafted up the angel rings, just the basic hidden ones. As you can see, they're here, but I've got no grid power. So I thought, let's craft up something to make some GP power. Now I had this brilliant idea that we could use a robot to generate grid power using a manual mill. Well, as you can see, I'm not doing that because it doesn't work. I gave it a really good try and I just can't get it to work. So what I was planning on doing to get grid power was to use the windmills from here, and they will generate power. The higher up they are in the world, the more power they'll generate. And of course, we're in amplified terrain, which means that we can get really, really high up. So that'll be a really good idea, because we can go right to the top of our base. The first thing we're going to have to do though is make a resonator, which is this guy here. Now it does require a little bit of grid power to start with, but we'll get to that in a moment. So it just requires some iron ingots, redstone, a block of coal, and a resonating redstone crystal, which you can find in the world by just mining out redstone, or you can create it yourself by getting an ender shard with some redstone. Ender shard is just a glass cutter and ender pearl. But I should have everything we need to make. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Let's bring that up here. So we need to have at least one of those and some redstone. Is that right? And some iron. Let's grab all those. We need some coal as well. Just make ourselves a coal block. So we'll start with the coal block. That. A couple of those. I don't think we really need that much, but let's do it anyway. Should be everything we need for that. So that's the resonator. Place that down over here. And I need to move some of these machines around, I think. And what the resonator does is you put your block in here, and it will produce a item out of here. Now I believe we need some stone bricks, which just really some stone like that. Stick this in here, and no, I'm missing a step. Stone burst, polished stone. Okay, so we need to put it in again. Okay, and then we put this in again to make polished stone. Like that, and then that goes into the resonator like that. And you can see it instantly says we can't make it because you don't have enough grid power. So what we're going to need, interesting enough, I haven't generated any grid power yet. So what we're going to need to do is make our manual mill, which I didn't allow for in here actually. Where is the manual mill? So it's dragon egg, fire mill, lava. The manual one, which is there. Polished stone, redstone gear. I'll probably should about that. We need a couple of those. We will need these guys and this guy. Go into here. We are making the manual mill, which you need just initially, and it generates a basic amount of power, but it's all done manually by hand. I'll show you what I mean in a second. That's the manual mill, and we'll just stick it on top. Can we do that? Oh. No, I can't stick it on up there. We'll stick it there then. So we've got those guys in there. Right click on here, and as you can see, it starts generating power. Now, I actually don't have my fingers on the mouse at all. It just keeps going and going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny until I move away. We do need to do this for a little while because we'll need a few of these things. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we've got 6 of those, so we should be able to make one windmill. Oh, no, we need to make one of these guys first. We'll probably need a lot of these because every single one of them requires it. Go over here though, make a windmill. And if we place this down, you can see it's now generating at 2.48 grid power, or GP, just by sitting in here with no wind around. That value I think will change depending on time and day and all that. And you'll see that in here it's 2.48 as well. There is a difference between the manual mill, which just fills it up, and the passive generators, and that the passive generators will just stick at 2.48. They won't keep going. Whereas the manual mill, you'll see it shows it there. If we hold that down, it'll increase it up to that point. So of course what we'll need to do is grab this guy. Let's take him upstairs and see if we can improve the amount it'll produce. So this is the current level I'm at. So let's go up to a temp block. Not quite at build limit, but this is level 181. We could possibly go up here further. I think that's the highest we can go to. Oops. Highest we can go to there. And what we'll do is we'll clear this lot out. So we'll go into decapitate. Take that out. It should do us so, for now at least. So if we place this guy down, so downstairs he wasn't producing a lot. It looked like it was about two I think. I can't remember, it was taking us so long to get up here. We place this about here. Now it does have to have room on either side to be able to see stuff, but as you see up here, it looks like it's generating 1.6, which is going down because of course it is night time. Let's sleep. And 1.6, it's not great. We'll put down one of these elevators though so we can get back up here quickly. And we'll just place it there for now. That's just one of the Ender Utilities elevators which lets you go in any direction up and down. And of course that should mean that if we stand there, and yep, so as you can see it will take us down to the Britannia area, and we jump up and it will take us into here. This guy is now producing 1.8. Not sure if it's going to be any better than that. So even at 206 it's not great. And in order to run the Angel Ring, we need 32. Oh, there we go, it's going up now. So it looks like we're going to probably have to make about 32 of these guys in order to get anything useful. Probably not one of the fastest ways of generating stuff, but it is very passive. We can stick it up here, and we won't have to worry about it ever again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go make another 31 of these and set them up here, and I will meet you up in here in a moment. Okay, so what I've got now is actually enough to make 11 It looks like. So that should be powering the resonator downstairs, which means I can stand here and do nothing while that churns out more stone. But I thought I'd just come in here and show you that once you've got enough in there, if you place them as you're going, rather than making all at once, if you place them as you go, then of course this guy will start processing by itself. If it's got enough GP, which at the moment it doesn't. But it seems to fluctuate up and down, so as you'll see, it will slowly go up, and it will hit 8, and then it will slowly go down. There we go. So there you go. So yeah, it will keep producing, and it changes the amount it will produce, up to a maximum of how many windmills you have. But yeah, I'm going to disappear and come back once I've got enough to run the angel ring, and maybe a little extra. Okay. Hopefully it's enough. So, I have placed down 32, and it appears these guys actually will drop down to 0.5, which means they don't quite produce enough to run the angel rings. In fact, here they have it. Here it comes now. You'll see it'll actually drop below 1, which means 32 does not provide 32 GP. So what I have done instead, and I can fly now, which is even better, because I was about to record before, and yeah, I fell out of the sky. Not great. But as you can see, there's now, what, 33, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's now 38 of them. I'm not sure whether I need another 2. I might make another 2 if I need to. But I think, considering we're averaging about 87, 89, yeah, and it will fluctuate between the two. I don't know what causes them to go up and down. But it actually seems to let me fly, which is awesome. I've got creative flight back. And because we're on amplified, that makes it so much better. What I might do though is maybe, whoop. Okay, so yeah, that still didn't work. So that seems like a lot of work to not always get 32 GP. And it's fluctuating between 60, 70, 80, 90, and less than 30. Might make another couple more and see what happens. Give me a second. Back up. Okay, so that's doing 140 plus. And it's still dropping like a rocket. Are we going to be able to make it? 65. It drops really quickly. Okay, looks like we might be safe this time. So, yeah, yeah, I would not recommend these at all. I had to add another row on here and another column just to get it to actually look like it's not falling. Because as you can see, it goes up really slowly and then it just starts dropping, like it's about to do now. And are we going to get somewhere? For 2 and 31. So, okay, I found a solution. As you can see, I've built them into the hill. They look a lot better than having a big pile of them in the big. They look a lot better than having a big box at the top of the hill, and it kind of blends better into the hill like this anyway. And for the ones that I had to, there's a little bit off on there, so you'll see that there's a few scattered around the landscape just to give it a little bit extra on there, so hopefully I won't fall out of the sky. I really don't recommend using windmills unless you've got some aesthetic reason for doing it. For example, you're putting them in a hill. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to do anything else in this episode like I originally wanted to do, just because it's taken so long to craft these things up. So I'm going to have to end this episode here. If you have enjoyed the episode or learned anything from it, please do hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and like what you saw, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or know a way of improving the efficiency of these things, leave a comment down below. Hopefully in the next episode we'll get back into open computers, but otherwise, have a great day, and see ya!